Hi everyone, welcome to the channel ServiceNow Shiv. Today we will talk about very interesting module in ServiceNow. Basically, it comes from the team called Service Catalog, right? Service Catalog module. So we already have a series that's running, right? For Service Catalog. So we know that there is a catalog item will be part of some catalog, some categories. It will have some variables and all those, right? But think about before ordering the items, it has to be created, right? And creation of catalog item will have some sort of complexity as well. So if you see the maintain items, right, it has the if we create a new item with the new button, you see that we have to fill these things: name, catalog, categories, and then item details, process engine, some pricing, and after this we have to add the variables, UI policy, client script, and lot of things are there, right? So this is fine. This is the platform way of creating the catalog item, basically designed for the administrator in general, right? In reality, in any organization, admin will not create the catalog item. That's the job of a business user. So business user usually create the catalog item. So the business user, they cannot give access to come to this administrator specific feature, right? To create the catalog item. So the need or the demand from the organizations were to give some UI that should not be so much uh, techy, right? It should not be talking about so much complex thing. Very simple interface to create the catalog item. ServiceNow came with one wizard framework. We'll not go detail about what is wizard framework. Maybe we'll cover as part of different videos, right? So came with some very easy to use framework to design one custom UI called Catalog Builder, and that's basically designed for business user of an organization, right? So for that, the minimum role that required to use the catalog builder is called catalog builder editor. So we'll go through that only. We'll not go as an admin because that's not the organizations do, right? They also use uh, a role called so first we'll create one user called CB editor. Just we giving some random name, right? CB editor. Let us save the user and we'll assign a role called catalog builder editor. So that's the general convention to use the catalog builder with user called catalog builder editor. So catalog builder editor, right? So we given the role. Now we'll impersonate as this user and then we will see how can we utilize the catalog builder module to create catalog item with ease. So let us impersonate as CB editor, right? All right. So I did impersonate and now I can have the access to this module called catalog. All right. So these are the some navigation. Okay. So we came to the catalog builder UI. Here, if you see, once it open, it is having very easy interface that a business user will able to relate. Right. It has a dashboard, and then it has a tab called catalog items. Not much thing like platform, right? So simply they can come here and can create a new catalog item. And these are the catalog item that is recently updated. This also can be driven by some properties like which item to be shown to user or not. But yeah, in general, but they cannot edit it. So if you are a catalog builder editor, you cannot edit any item that is already available, right? So if you click on that to show the error that you are not authorized to edit, you can only edit the item that you did create, right? So let us create one item. So the next part is simply giving some information and asking you to continue. And then we have to choose a template that let's talk about this page. So item will be having some template defined, right? So who will do that? Administrator will define some template. Okay. So if any business user want to create a catalog item, it has to be uh, as per the template. So they define some template. These are coming from out of the box actually. This is for the item creation. This is for the record producer creation, and that is for the AES flow. So let's go through that. What the template will have? It will have like whether user will able to uh, update the name or not, what all type of question is applicable, what will be the fulfillment process. So this template will be defined. As business user, they have to choose the template by which they want to create the catalog item. So I chose the standard item in service catalog. Basically, these will be available out of the box, but yeah, organizations will create their own template to utilize for the item. Now I click on the use this template and I will be landed into the wizard framework page. Very interesting page, right? It is having very uh, uh, I think self-explanatory sections, right? Detail section, location, question, setting, access, and they have something called feedback, right? So for each page, what this page is all about. These are all in the right side, and at any time you can preview the item. We'll talk about the preview as well. Let us give something like demo catalog item. So I did create one thing, demo catalog item. This is for demo only, something like that. It you can put any name and any short description that you feel. Once you do that, we have a next section called location. Now this location is coming from where? This is coming from the template. Template has something called uh, service. It will be only so user can only create the catalog item with a catalog service catalog only, and that is locked, so they cannot change it. They are all coming from template. Now, categories, you have an option to change, like which category you want this item to be, right? Let's suppose I want this to be only in the can we help you category. So let us save the selection topic. So I think, okay, so this is some basic error coming from service now. We can't do this. Glide property is not allowed to scope. That's the kind of regression they're having. Yeah, we can file a defect against them. All right. So if you come that, now we have a topic section. Right? Under the topic, mm, so what is the topic for, right? If you see that how the item will be searchable in the portal for the requester. So it will be attached with certain topic. You can also edit this also. But yeah, maybe we might not need for our purpose. This is the measure section, the questions, right? So you can ask that what is this coming for? This coming from the template that every item that will be from this template will have two questions automatically attached. One is for the who is this request for, and when do you need this. Other than that, you can create a new question. So this is a screen to create a variable in the item. Now, how easy it is, right? It's so that, okay, what type of question you want? Let's suppose I want text type only. What is the subtype? Is it a single line or multi-line, right? Single line. What you need question? Okay, let's suppose simple S1, right? Or else your name. I want to get the name input. Your name is a question. Okay. Do you want it to be mandatory or not? Everything is very easy to do it because the intended user is business user. Okay, additional detail. Do you want to have this uh, only of email type? So these are the regex validation you can put. So if it is email type, then only email will be accepted in the field. So those are all can be done in a default value you want to put for the users, right? Name auto populate already I have a video for auto populate in detail. I can put a link on that video as well. Notations, right? So these are section like we want to derive the one field from other field, then you can use the auto populate feature. Once you are done with that, after creating all the details, you can click on the insert question. So this is one question that we did create. We create multiple questions. So this was for the again, this is not what the issue that's coming from some warning. Okay, let us create one more question, multi-line for let's suppose address. Okay, and this also I want to put it mandatory, right? And default value not touching. Just annotation means you want to put any helper so that this is to fill your full address, something of that helper for the field, right? And click on insert question. So you have two questions up there. Now the other part is you have some settings section, access section, and fulfillment. Fulfillment section is very much thing to talk about, right? So once you create an item, it has to go for some fulfillment process. Like a example, when you order one laptop, it has to go for a manager approval, it has to go for department approval, it may have to go for a finance approval, and then once it is all done, there can be a task for finance team to, sorry, the fulfillment to or IT team to provision the laptop for you, right? So all these fulfillment you can attach with very simple way of a flow called step-based request fulfillment. If you choose that, see how easy it is. You can just choose, okay, I want a manager approval for this item. Okay, so it's added simply. Don't do anything in manager approvals. To click on add, one approval is added to your item. I want to create a custom approval. Means after the manager approval complete, I can attach to something like department head or any specific user. Okay, or I can put the only some group. So this group has to uh, uh, approve this, like App Engine Studio user or so anything. I mean, that's all. Database group only suppose, right? So you can add user and group both. You can put anyone approves or all approves kind of option as well. So all these we can do with very English friendly, easy way to create catalog item. We can also add some task like suppose T1, right? And we can ask that, okay, I for IT team. So this is for a IT team to fulfill the item. This is for the delay provision. So once approval done, deliver the item to user, right? Deliver the items. These are all done here. Now we can click on the ads. So we did create a full payment. At the end, just go for review and submit section, and then you see detail about the complete item. Okay, each and everything you can review. Is it all good or not? Not only that, you can go to preview section and see how your item will look like in a portal when user will request it. See how it will look like. It is for these two questions came from template, and then I given the name, I given the address, and these are all. This is how it will look like in a portal view. You can also see how it will look like in a mobile view, right? Your item. See how your item will be coming in a mobile view. So that also you can see here, all these. So this is called a preview section. So once you are satisfied, all look good, you have to submit the catalog item. So we have a name is called demo catalog item. I am submitting it. So the job of the business user is done. Now they can return to dashboard and they can wait until the item is published. So item will be in a publishing stage for few seconds, and once you refresh it, maybe it is published now. So item is published, right? Now the job of a requester starts from here. So item is created, and this item will be available for a requester to order from port. So now I'll go as a admin now because creation job is done. So let us go back to admin uh, impersonation. And if you go anywhere or if you see in your item list, right? If you go to maintain item, you will see that this item is already created. So if you see maintain item, right? You already have one item named as demo catalog item. And this also can be opened in platform to see how the variables are attached and all these things, right? Variables, variable, and all these. One thing you might have observed that there was no option to create the catalog UI policy and client script in the catalog builder. That can only be sorry, UI policy we can create. Okay, I think we have not done that. Let us create that. Client script was not available, but just to update, they are they started supporting client script also starting from Zurich release. Okay. So yeah, so they started from Zurich. We should be able to see. I think this instance is just let me see what is the stats for this. This is Zurich batch 2. So they started, I think, from Australia onwards, you will have client script in the catalog builder itself, but not till this ZP2. All right. So we have not done any catalog UI policy. So once item is published, still you have option to edit from here also. Even if you are a catalog builder editor, you can again impersonate as CV editor, right? And you still have option to edit the item that you just published. So I am still going to my item that I published. I did not show you how you can attach the UI policy also from the builder itself, right? So if you come, this is the item. So my item I can edit, not any other item that we have seen, right? Or throwing some error. If I go to edit flow, I have the option. Now I can go to question only, and within this question there are way, right? We can update the question by edit the thing here, or we can add the behavior by click on this one. So define new behavior. I can tell that, okay, what is the behavior I want to specify? I want to specify, okay, field message, info message, okay. Name field must not be blank. So that is one UI policy I added. On which condition you want this UI policy? Okay. I want to add if name field is empty, name field is empty, right? Is empty, then it will show the info message. Let's add the behavior, and you have to resubmit the item, and you have to still wait for item to publish. So if you go to dashboard, still you will see the item might be during the publishment stage. It's still showing checked out. We'll be having publishing, and then final stage will be the published. It's done. So now again, if I go as a admin and I will try to order the item, you will see the info message that we added. When the name was empty, it will show you the info message. So if I go to my service portal to order the item name is nothing but a demo catalog item. So you will observe that it will show you the UI policy as well. So we have demo catalog item, and if here, here, yes. So this is the item we just created, right? So this one, your name, see, name field must not be blank. That was the UI policy we added. If you put something, it should go away. Actually, yes, it won't. And these are all. So you can order the item from here. That already we have seen in other video as well. So we have seen the end-to-end flow of how can a business user without much knowledge of ServiceNow can create the item, can update the item, and also can add the questions for UI policy, the fulfillment process, and all those, right? So that was the intended user. Now, from the Australia onward, they started supporting the client script also in the builder itself. Client in UI policy, they started to support with the new tab itself. So there's some change in the builder for the new release. But yeah, functionality wise, it is absolutely same, and the user is for catalog building editor. That's all for this. We have just done the very basic videos on catalog builder. Maybe we'll deep dive into more if we talk some more about the framework. But yeah, if you are liking it and if you're getting some benefit out of this videos, please like and subscribe the channel. Thank you all. Thank you everyone.